It's your boy Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. And you know what? My brother Siaka MASSAQUOI is here again. I think this is going to be something we're just going to do because every now and then in life, you run into people, you don't have to do no work. There's no sweat equity for you to get along. You just like each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural thing. And brother, welcome back and hi.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, well, thank you for having me. It's funny you say that. I just like maybe I want to say 3 weeks ago now, I just met a woman that it's working in that way too. So it's like, and I've said like in this last year, the people I've met through this process and in this fight, especially connecting with God, it's especially living out here in LA and the way LA works. It's been so refreshing. And I'm naturally an open person anyway. And what I've found that is with people who are closer to God and they tend to be conservative, like that connection can grow in a stronger, faster pace. So it's, I'm down. I'm always down. It's exciting.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, because I mean, as you get to know me and the people who do know me, I was married twice. Don't really do the dating thing anymore since my divorce in 2012. I was like, and now, sometimes you get so rusty at something, you just go, man, it's like, it's been so long. I don't even know if I want to mess around anymore.
Well, you know what they say, you either use it or lose it.
Exactly. Use it or lose it. So what I want to say is this: everything you just said, Siaka, makes me happy for you, because I said that if a woman comes back into my life, oh, the heavens are going to open up, the angels are going to sing, and God's going to go, Ken, this one's for you. That's how it's got to be, because I had bad luck. So when you tell me that you met a woman in a faith-like way, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, we did, and one of the things though, and it's something that we've been working on, because like we've done in meeting each other and what we've done together. And it's funny because the conversation will be about relationships in the beginning, right? But what we've done is, we stay close to God. We pray together. We read, Bible together, and it's really like anything else. I wouldn't say like if someone comes, I put my intention to a certain type of person. So if all these other women were coming into play and it didn't match that, like, it's fine, we can be friends, but I'm not like desperately looking or not looking, right? Because like now, based on the promises and the tenets, it's just like I look from it through God's eyes or God's perspective, where it's like, look, I'll wait until He puts the right one in front of me, but I know that I am looking for one, right? I'm looking for a woman to be, looking for something that matches what I'm what I want to do in my life, and that way I don't have to, because I used to kind of like wait for it, right? Like, oh, one day it'll happen, but I didn't have any plan of what that person even looked like. And now, in essence, I put it up there, and that person's matching. It's like, oh, I asked God for this. And so all those other women that came in before, even when I was asking, it was just they didn't match. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, no hard feelings. It's just the way it is. So that when this is happening now, man, like you said, it's easy. It's
there's no effort to it. It's a relationship that sustains itself with nothing. And see, watch this. You're saying all the stuff that took me years to learn, brother. And so let me encapsulate that. Ready? I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know what I want, but most importantly, I know what I don't want.
Yes, that's very important, because especially I think in this day and age, and us guys just like wanting to the whole chase of this thing is us being like, yo, check me out, I'm the one, I'm the one, just pick me, right? But like one of the things we forget is like I think this culture has thrown away the value that is us, right? Like what we actually bring to the table. Whether I listen to a lot of like,
but watch this. Don't be bringing none of that masculinity, man. I ain't got no time to be dating no dude,
Well, that is inherently a value that we bring, that is now for not all, of course, but a lot of the conversation is. That's like saying like, oh, you're a man, oh, and I'm a female. You're a male. Don't bring penis. Like,
thank you.
It's what comes with the job. So, I mean, the fact that now I feel like this great revival, people are getting back to that. They're getting back to this idea of like, man, you're looking for that other part of you, right? There's a reason why the feminine is what it is. Like, I don't need to be as close to my feminine as she is. No, I need to be closer to my masculine as she is to her feminine.
Exactly.
And we're watching each other grow and connect in this beautiful way.
If I'm not being a voyeur, how did you meet her? What happened? I mean,
honestly, we met through, this whole process of rallies and stuff like that. Like, just what's up, and then
rally.com, right? WeRally.com, the new dating site.
Yeah, right. I was like freedom.com. Any rally.com is anything that's going on. If you want to rally against mandates and anti-freedom stuff, you'll probably meet your spouse there, maybe.
Like-minded people, right?
I mean, because that's a lot of it. It started by going out and be like, hey, I just want to be around those that I want to express myself, be around those that express it similarly and not feel like I'm going to be canceled for it.
Wow, you said a mouthful right there, because that's
right.
Yeah, a lot of relationships. What is it on The View? Those ladies are saying, ladies, if they're against abortion, don't give them none.
Well, and here's I don't know if you've listened exactly. I don't know if you've listened to Kevin Samuels much. And there's been a lot of this movement, this pro relationship, or pro masculine movement, and the women of The View and that mentality. We just look at Black women alone. 1 in 4 Black women will be married. That means 75% will die alone. Yeah,
I got some Facebook friends that are Black females, and some of their posts are heartbreaking.
So you're sitting there, and like I said, I think we had this conversation before. Everything we see as like America as a whole was started in the Black community as a litmus test.
Yeah.
So you go, girl, you don't need him. Can you pay my bills and don't want no scrubs? That all started there. So like now you have these women. I'm 41, so you have women around my age who are listening to that, and they're shit out of luck. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, one, good or bad or whatever it is it's. Like what happened culturally is we'll take reality, and because we don't like that reality is the way it is, then we'll say it's something else, but the reality is still reality, and I will be fine. I can have my kid until I'm 70. Whereas a woman with this mentality, you get worse and worse. By the time you're 35, is a geriatric pregnant.
Where is all this scripture coming out of your mouth from, man? You saying it in a now today type of way, but I'm hearing a lot of scripture come out of your mouth with what you're saying, man.
Honestly, brother, I've been. Before the week before we met officially, I started going to this Wednesday, this like personal church for a friend of mine, and he does a church with him and his wife in their house because of COVID. They started doing that.
So more than 2 of you came together in the name of Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
The hook is in your mouth. The hook is in your mouth. Oh, what you do that for? What did you do that for?
Well, it was cool, right? Because I got there, and it was weird because like our mutual friend, she was her name Simone, Alex are working on Almost Canceled together.
Oh, did you put a name out there? I'm gonna cut. Leave it in there. It's okay.
But Simone Alex is a friend. This is the friend. This is how it lead up to it.
So okay. Hold on. Watch this. We are running very close to a station break. So I got a couple questions I want to ask you when we come back. You tapped on the sisters and all of that. So, when we come back, I got some questions for you, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies, you're going to want to hear these questions, and you're definitely going to hear the answers. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages. Go nowhere.
You are listening to the Southside Unicorn Show, hosted by my friend, Ken White. He'll be back after these messages.
Hey, everybody. It's your boy, Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and we are back for the second segment. And if you were listening in the first segment, this stuff is getting real good. My brother Siaka and I just, talking. We're going like, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah. And we fell into the conversation about relationships. I mean, that's one of the most important things on this planet today. But now, Siaka, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? I got some questions for you. we was talking about the sad plight of the African American female and the litmus test that was done in the black community, which was they separated the black man from the black woman and created this incredible
cultural barrier between like and women, that black women lead the way in it, and it sucks because they lose out.
Yeah, and so watch this. Here comes my question. Not that it really matters. It's just part of the conversation. And as you and I, deal with each other, we just see people, But what's up with your girl, man? Does she have braids?
She black. She can have braids.
If she pay for them, right? If she pay.
That's funny. No. She is a white girl. She's actually she's like kind of Nordic ancestry, so like way up there.
Oh right? Man, okay.
But it's like, look, it's interesting though too, because I've been thinking about this a lot, and there are certain things, and like I brought up Kevin Samuels the other day. It's like there's certain things that just subconsciously men don't dig. They don't dig an aggressive woman. They don't dig women that look or feel like the size of another dude.
Wait a minute. Wait, stop. Try that again. Let me hear you say that part again.
They're not attracted to or dig being with a female that is the size or look of a dude.
Okay, now watch this. The look of a dude, I'm with you on that. But the size, I will put what used to be my preference. Now I'm looking more for character, right? But we all have a type, right? I love a big woman. Big woman that was my calling card.
But my thing is it's not that it's the average, it's the norm, right? And right now black women by their weight the same amount of black men for their which is overweight for black women.
This corner we have Teresa weighing in at 245.
And then you have Michael weighing in at 200.
Michael weighing in at $150.
Right. So like it's not there's nothing wrong with whether it's like somebody who likes big women. We're talking about these things that puts you at a better advantage to succeed from a male-female standpoint. And right now, black women with a lot of the language and multiple women, especially on the left, but black women led with, where it's like his body positivity bullshit got majority of them fat and out of the game for just subconsciously a man's thought. Yeah. So you have to work past these things that, man, her hands are about as fat as my mechanic. So, but it's okay because like no, these things are and they matter, and these things matter from they matter from a deep down psychological male perspective. Yeah, not a black man, not the white man. It's a male perspective. And one thing and Kevin brings it out, and it really blew my mind because I've dated all types, right? Whether they're from this country, not from Middle East to Africa to Europe to then just all here and all the mixes here. And he points out, he goes, "What other culture tells their women to be like this? What other culture says okay to be?"
Watch this. Watch this. I am not feeling radical Islam. I'm not feeling them at all. You know what I'm saying? But I have friends who are Muslim from Egypt, a couple other places. And, the Islamic faith is what it is. And I got to give props to these dudes because they only let a woman go so far with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not able to abuse or nothing. Don't get me wrong.
Put a mask on them.
But the mask and stuff ain't with that. But you're feeling what I'm saying, right? As men, they only let women go so far with them. Now, I kind of adopt that same style. That's why I don't date no more, because most women ain't down with that. Am I trying to dominate you? I'm not trying to dominate you, but you're not going to punk me. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing.
It becomes a power struggle.
But when that's a problem, because the Bible tells us, like you say, where I get this biblical stuff, I've been going to these Bible studies, and it happened to be talking about relationships. And in there, they talk about, I forget the name off top. I have the sheet somewhere. I get it later, but it has the verse in there about, a woman be subservient to a man, and then, so on and so forth. But always
go ahead.
I grew up in, and we grew up in Chicago. They always would use just that little phrasing and then go, "No woman should ever be." But if they go back and actually look at the full verse, it says a woman subservient to a man subservient to the church and God. And the man's supposed to treat his woman like he treats the church. And if he's not doing that properly, the woman then can leave. So they're saying if a lead doesn't treat you like you would, like the place that he goes to worship, the God that he follows, then he's not worth it. Then you don't listen to him.
Exactly.
So they take a little piece and then they use that to go, women don't listen.
But then there are some men who are under the headship of God, and the woman has a reprobate mind, and it's still going to be enmity in your house. But now, you know what I'm saying? And that's a no-win situation.
But well, that's when you go back to, then it's what is it, Jezebel? Just go and read that story and see why there is a hierarchy of leadership. There just needs to be. It's a reason why it always has worked.
Right.
This little time frame of like 15 years of trying to do all this stuff is not enough to go.
This is a funky timeline, and this is what I say, Siaka, and I want to get it out there to the people. Yeah. I always say that when you're in a relationship with a man and a woman, you need that third person, which is Jesus Christ, as your referee, because there are going to be fights. I mean, you're going to get into stuff over the simplest things. Yeah. But if Jesus is the referee in your relationship, both of you are going to come out all right.
Exactly. And the baseline, right? Because like I was saying, right now we've been praying and reading the Bible together.
Wow. You really have fallen in well. Look at you.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's been amazing. And like in looking at that, because even in that, as the struggle, as they try to present the power struggle against man against woman, there are tenets and there are checklists in there that I'm not holding up to as a man yet before I can get married, before I can be a father. That I wasn't even.
Did you use the M word already? It's like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this, but I've been looking at it for a while. So I've been reading about it, looking at it to be like, oh, no wonder I've been lost. No wonder my emotions were all over the place with other women. No wonder this list too that I need to accomplish as a man in order to be that husband and father for this woman. So it's not just like, oh, well, let's read the Bible and you listen to this as a woman. It's like, no,
you shall listen. The Lord saith. Yeah, that's some whack stuff right there.
I need to be worthy, right? I need to be worthy of someone to listen to.
You saying it right. Watch this, brother. I'm not gonna put my business out there, right? But the man I used to be, this man, even though my mind is focused on the Lord, my mouth speaks the words that I'm given to speaking. You know how I do it. Yeah, but I am still under the consequences of my younger life. You know what I'm saying? Those consequences will never leave me. And for that, I think it's kind of skewed the direction I can go in when it comes to the movement. You know,
well, think about what I think about, because I look at it like this, you know, when it comes down to how we move forward with a lot of, because, you know, as a AA and alcoholic, I have enough consequences in my past that I could allow to dictate my movement and from at least here and here. Right. And it's what I found is what type of person and how do you want it to be? Not what happened to you. So like, this means you can or can't do this. If I want to be, eventually I want to be a good father, a good husband. I want to be a good man for the world. Like all the other stuff, yeah, it's my history to what not to do. But if I want to, then I'm like, I got to reach out to people like you. I reach out to the pastors. How do I hit those marks that I want to be now, regardless of what I was before? So I look at people like, go from that perspective. That way it gives you the room to let go of that other stuff and go, yeah, that was me, but I want to be this today. Yeah. And you have the right to, because God already said it. You have a right to be happy today. You have it.
There it is. And again, here you go, speaking scripture again, because, you know, just like we have to mimic the lessons of our Lord Jesus Christ. He says, if you come towards me, I'll come towards you. Yes. You and I, we fostered our relationship because you came towards me and I came towards you. I'm just that way. If you're not reaching out to me or you trying to throw shade at me, I am quickly done with you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But you know,
because they're doing ego stuff. That's ego stuff, you know?
Well, and it's funny you say that, because I would do that. But the one thing I would do is to God go, you know, help me find the woman I'm looking for. So I don't need to waste the time with the individual that, like, you know, one of the things that I even say about her and the last two girlfriends I've dated, actually girls I've dated, because they've been more Christian and they've been more like willing.
So you've been creeping your way towards the Lord by way of
Oh, both. No, both. Because he's also like, check it out. You got this over. I'm like, oh, that's great. But it's like there's something to be said about the femininity of a woman opening themselves up to allowing you to come and to allowing you to be that man. You know,
Yeah.
to be like.
Yeah. They have to. They have to do that. But watch this, Siaka. I just wanted to get this in there real quick because now that you brought up relationships, and now that we brought up relationships, I have a story that I've always said to my friends when we're at barbecues and whatnot, and they would always say things like, "Kenny, you crazy, man. Where you come up with that?" I have a story. I'm not sure if I want to do it in the next segment or if I'll just
let's do it in the next segment.
Okay, it's gonna be about 5 minutes, but it's still about relationships, you know. So, I guess we are going to be doing relationship stuff, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, I'm going to give you the version of my story about women: black women, white women, Asian women, Latino women. Yeah, and it's a story. It's a short story, and it's predicated on the hot dog stand. And that's the name of the story. It's called The Hot Dog Stand. Okay? So when we get back,
I love it.
Buckle yourselves in because Ken White, aka the Southside Unicorn, and Siaka MASSAQUOI, we're gonna have a conversation about hot dogs. So you don't want to miss that. So we'll be back right after these messages. Go nowhere.
Hey, my name is Toot Sweet, and I'm New York City's original artist, singing for the cause of freedom. I've spent the last 10 years of my life documenting history through my music. It's like a recipe that's blessing me, bringing out the best of me, aggressively testing me to create my own destiny and understanding, universally accepting adversity and learn more lessons in life than you're learning any. And when I'm in need of a dose of reality to escape the liberal land of make-believe, I tune in to the Southside Unicorn, where the truth is as solid as New York City concrete. My name is Toot Sweet, and you're listening to my friend Ken White on the Southside Unicorn, and this party's just getting started.
Hey, it's your boy Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show with Siaka MASSAQUOI, and we're talking about relationships. And when we left off, ladies and gentlemen, the conversation is about relationships. There's some inescapable elements about relationships that we touched on, interracial, how our sisters are faring in the love game, how the leftist Democrat system kind of priced them out of the game, kind of set them up to be unviable in the game. And I just want to predicate before we go into the story about the hot dog stands. It seems to me, right? Pardon me, that the black woman, she had a monopoly on the black man in the sweltering times of racism, in the harsh times of segregation. She had a monopoly on the black man because, one, he couldn't go anywhere. Ain't nobody touching him because he's a pariah, radioactive.
Right.
But on the advent of two things which we touched on briefly, civil rights and the leftists, they took the black woman and took her in one direction. But oh boy, that opened up the door for the rest of the world after the raised fist at the Olympics, after Jim Brown. You know what I'm saying? The incredible masculinity of the black man is intoxicating. It's not toxic, it's intoxicating. You know what I'm saying?
We're literally the number 2 most wanted men in the world.
Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately for the African American woman, she has found herself pushing a horse and buggy in the era of the automobile. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah. And she's either unable to compete, unwilling to compete, or feels like she shouldn't have to compete. But the irony of it is, as we move towards this vista of a socially woke world, isn't race supposed to fall off of the diaspora of that anyway?
It should, but here's the sad, like the biggest truth, what one of the sad truth, like you said, they had the monopoly on black men based on the culture and the way it was.
Couldn't
Then
go
now,
nowhere.
so it's like that's where you had to go. Now, when we talk about the stats of 1 in 4 are married, so 75% will die alone if they're for the most part.
But no, I don't want to be contrary. They're not gonna die alone. They're just gonna have like 9 cats.
Or a dog, or one
or
dog,
dog,
right?
or something. Yeah,
But it's like you sit there, you see it, and that stat is just not like one black woman out of 4 are married to only black men. That's married, period.
Wow.
So that's saying 75% of our women, no one wants to marry them, including black men.
Damn.
So something is wrong where, as a black man, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
But just statistically, black women are the lowest wanted women today, and yet you look at just that it's a truth out there. Whether it was from Oprah to the women of The View,
Yeah.
how masculine and put off that is, and they push that on.
It's emasculating. Yeah, it's emasculating. So now that brings me to my story. I just want to get this little story out there. The hot dog stand. Imagine a corner downtown of any city near you. When I used to work in the city of Riverside, there really was a hot dog stand. The aluminum stand with the umbrella, and they got all this stuff. Now imagine this, if you will. You got 4 hot dog stands, one on each corner. Each one is vying for your business. Each one wants you there on the lunch break. The first hot dog stand you go to, it's the Asian hot dog stand. There's an Asian woman that owns that hot dog stand. Her umbrella is in good repair. Her cart is nice and clean. She's got a good price on the hot dog. The hot dog comes at an okay price. Everything is kind of simple and feng shui, right? And she says, here's your hot dog. And would you like for me to put the condiments on it for you? Right? It's a nice hot dog. Especially, you ain't got to go digging down in the mustard and the relish and all that, right? So now we come over here to the Latina woman, right? The second hot dog stand. It's got nice little lights on it and whatnot. She's got the horchata up there for you.
The bacon wrapped around it. Yeah.
Got the bacon on the hot dog, you know what I mean? And she's got a smile on her face. And she's like, hey, Poppy, thank you for coming to my hot dog stand. Woody, yada, yada, yada. And the price is pretty good, right? Now you go over here to the white girl hot dog stand. She's got a little AM/FM radio trying to play a little music for you. She can figure out who you are so you can see her flicking the dial, from rock and roll to R&B or whatever it might be. Whatever that customer, that person's turn, right?
Customer service, yeah.
The hot dog stand looks, because it's the same hot dog stand. It's the aluminum square hot dog stand with the thing on it. But what makes it different is she's got the condiments. She's got the little radio going. The price is absolutely right. She's got a little table down there for you to even sit down and have your hot dog right there on the spot. And she says, oh, don't worry about it. Go have a seat. I'll bring you your hot dog, and I got chips over here. You're like, well, how much are the chips? No. They come with the hot dog. What? Well, how much are your sodas? No. You don't understand. That same price that she's offering over there, the same price she's offering over there, you get chips, a soda, what I mean? Some nice music, and I'll bring it to you. And I'm not trying to exalt them. I'm trying to just make a metaphoric, a simile point. And so that's a damn good deal, right? But now you go over to the African-American female's hot dog stand. The hot dogs are fresh. They're good. The hot dog stand is clean, ready to go, right? But that's about pretty much that. The soda gonna cost you another 50 cents. The chips is gonna cost you 35 cents more. She's got an attitude of, can you hurry up and make up your mind what you want because I got other people to take care of.
You're like,
how long you stand at the hot dog stand?
Not long at all.
That, my friend, is my story called the hot dog stand.
Wow. And it's crazy because, I grew up single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And, between that, and she never was like a talker in that sense, but my aunts were, and so were my cousins, my older female cousins.
Mm-hmm.
you hear the way they even spoke about black men, and it's like I remember being like, why would I ever want to be with someone like you?
Yeah. Wow. Ooh. You know what, Siaka? You just ripped the veil off of something, man.
I mean,
We are not bashing on black women. We are not
no,
doing that. I just want to put that out there. But you just said a mouthful, man. Some of our women are mean.
yeah, it's
They're
like
mean.
why would
And they don't want to own that.
but being mean or being in that level of aggression as men, that's what we deal with each other.
Because I don't
So
let her watch this. My female friends get a kick out of this, Siaka. I even said that to one of my friends in Vegas about a couple weeks ago. I told her,
yeah,
I said, you know, women. That's why I couldn't get with you on that one thing. You saw the picture I sent you. That brain wasn't playing. But
yeah,
watch this. I told her, I said, look, women get a wide berth with me. You guys can do some stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But when it comes to my fellow brothers, when it comes to other men, you better not come at me incorrect, because I'm not coming at you incorrect. I'm showing you the proper respect. You know, give me some of that too. So you're right. When we're out here in the world doing our grind, we're fighting with each other all day long, trying to make it happen. I don't want to come home and keep my boxing gloves on. You're supposed to cut my gloves off. You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to lace my gloves and take their fools off. You know?
And I'll say not even just like when you come home, but like when I move around the world though too, right? It's like because I bartended in straight bars and I bartended in gay bars, and I've been the and the one thing I noticed is that straight women in gay bars aren't as like combative. So I've had more success with straight women in gay bars than I do with straight women in straight bars because they walk in there ready to be like, why? And I'm like, why are you here?
Hold on for a minute. You got to help me with this because you just blew my mind. Okay, you've been a bartender at straight bars and you've been a bartender at gay bars. Yeah. And on those occasions, yes, that's true. People patronize where they patronize. Yeah. So you got straight women who have come into a gay bar, right? And are you saying that you had better success dating or connecting with them than you do in a straight bar? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, because they don't have the same combative nature. Because one of my oldest best friends, gay man that I've known since we were in 5th grade. I used to go out with him and his friends all the time. And gay men are the best wingmen because women listen to them, right? They're like, I should hook up. Now they're like, okay, you know. So it's like, but if the guard's down in a way where like, I'll go to a straight bar, and unless I'm the bartender or the man with the table, women, it's like, yeah, what?
What? And see, the hot dog stand with the extra chips and 35-cent more.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, what? Well, with the internet and porn everywhere, I don't need to care about that. But then I found like that's its own trap for us.
Oh, right? It's a terrible trap. Yeah.
Right. So then so now when we do find someone, it's like, well, you're not the 7 clicks I can have in a second, right? So it's like so the attitude that's happening, and I remember this growing up, right? I know you remember this. Well, maybe just because you can't handle a strong, independent.
Oh man, look. When I worked for the county of San Bernardino, one of the things I used to hate hearing, it used to piss me off, right? And only the black women said it. I'm a strong black woman. And I knew some white females who had just as many kids, who was working just as hard, going to the same junior college at night, Were they not strong? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, will you stall with this? I'm a strong black woman stuff. I don't want to hear it no more.
It's what's said. And this is, I think everything started in the black community since the civil rights movement. And now we're just seeing it spread out with these Marxist tactics. Oh. But it's the idea of when they're saying that, it's to not take accountability for where you really are. It's the same reason, it's the same thing that they use, especially as black men. We use, what was used a lot. As a black man, my life's in danger every day. Okay, that's the reason you can get up and take care of your shit. Yeah. Like, in theory, life is dangerous every day. So to pick that out and then not do anything and say, well, that's the reason where then the other side's going, well, we can't find any good men because they're all dating all these women and they can't handle strong this, strong that.
Watch it. We got about a minute left in this segment. I want to throw this in there. When I was a badge carrier, right, doing my thing, I lived in an apartment complex, and there was this, and I got to be quick. There was this beautiful sister downstairs from me. Oh, she was so fine. And when she would, come home from the grocery store or whatever, I would I'm running down my stairs to go get her bags of groceries, and I'd carry them into her house. Well, and I'm being very pleasant with her. she could have no doubt that I wasn't trying to make something take off. You know what I'm saying? And that was back when I didn't have diabetes and all that stuff. I was yoked out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cop and whatnot. I got to be on point, right? And so, oh man, oh yeah, I still got some heat. But watch this. I'm gonna have to carry it over to the fourth segment to make my point on what you said. Which is, man, this is a damn good show. I love it when we get together, man. This is awesome.
And we can talk about talking.
We're talking about relationships today. That's what I said. What's going on? Relationships is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll finish that story when we come back from this break. We had the hot dogs. Now you got to go ahead and get those chips. We'll be right back after these messages. Go nowhere.
It's Joy Villa, and I'm reminding you to tune in to the Southside Unicorn Show, hosted by my friend Ken White.
Do just what you want. You're the one I trust. I belong to you.
Hey, and we're back. Man, this has been a good show. I love it when my brother Siaka MASSAQUOI comes on, and I know you love it too. Because, hey, we were going to just start talking about some stuff, and yeah, there it is. What's up with that t-shirt, bro?
T-shirt, you get yours at the New Rebel. That's storeenvy.com. You get your t-shirt, hoodie, you get crop tops for the ladies, even leggings for the ladies.
Leggings? Did you say leggings?
Yeah. Oh,
I love leggings, man. That stuff works for me. So, okay, watch this. If you were with us in the third segment, we were talking about relationships and the strife of the African American woman in the love game. In the love game, you know what I'm saying? The Love Shack is a little bitty place where we can get together, right? Love Shack.
Strong, independent.
Hey, well, that ain't part of the lyrics. Where the lyrics come from?
That's the remix. That's the progressive 2021 version.
That's the remix, right?
I don't listen to it.
No, now watch this. It ain't Love Shack no more. She Shack, baby. The She Shack, right? There it is. So, okay, here we go. When we left off in segment 3, I was talking about a time in my life when I was rolling in a black 300ZX, got the badge. Oh, man, my 300 was sweet, man. You know? Man. And watch this. It was nice. It was a nice 300ZX. So this brother right here had it going upon. You know what I mean? I mean, I got the good job. My bank account's got, 5 digits in it, what was it? Safeway Bank back in the day. Remember that? Oh man, that bank was a bomb, And so the sister downstairs, she's beautiful. She's professional. When she go grocery shopping on Saturdays, I was down there getting her groceries. We'd even hang out sometimes on her patio downstairs at her apartment, and what was that stuff she would make? There was a drink she would make. I can't remember it right now, but it was nice, And she was trying to put me in the friend zone, and I'm struggling not to see that friend zone door close. I'm like, don't be putting me in the friend zone. I'm trying to get there, right?
Yeah.
And so, exactly. So make a long story short, right? I'm doing my job, and people seeing that I'm not dating and doing nothing, right? My boys was like, yo, Kenny, this chick we know is trying to get at you, but she don't know how to approach you, right? I'm like, well, okay, fine, whatever. So I went to one of my boys' barbecues, right? And I miss barbecues, but most of my friends are dead now. I won't go into a negative, but, 9/11 did some damage, because there were men who answered the call. They answered the call and they never came back. So, my barbecues don't happen like that no more. But at the barbecue, a woman steps to me. Oh, man, for a white girl, she was fine as hell. I mean, and just her hot dog stand was working. You know what I'm saying?
They make them fine in all sizes, sir. Yes.
Oh yeah, and that's the whole point. She was like 5'10", she was an Amazon. You know what I mean? And like I just said, that's my weak spot, right? So here she comes, and the hot dog stand is working good. The mustard, the ketchup, the chips, the relish, just all of it there, right? I'm like. I looked at my boy like Eddie Murphy did on Beverly Hills Cop. I'm like, okay, there it is. You did it better than I did it. You did it much better.
I remember that.
Remember that? He was like, "That's right. You should do a remake of Eddie Murphy." But
I'm down.
But it was good. It was it was connecting. You know what I'm saying? And we were doing sort of like what you're doing right now, Siaka. We were talking and dating, but there was no scriptural stuff in it at that time. I was a man in the natural world at that time, right? But now here we go. Come one evening, because we've been seeing each other now for about 2 or 3 months. Time to come on over to the apartment. I was gonna cook her dinner and whatnot, right? So my apartment, you got to go up the stairs, which brought you right past my friend's patio, right?
Yes.
It just so happened on that day, she had some of her girlfriends over, and they were down there drinking the drinks that me and her were drinking, right? So now I'm going up my stairs with this exquisite woman, because to me she's just a woman. Her color had nothing to do with it. And under her breath, but so loud that there's no way you could miss it, right? Her and her girlfriend's like, "Girl, ain't that your neighbor? He going up the stairs with that white girl," right? And she says under her breath, "Now you know he could do better." Just so the girl could hear it too, So I stopped on the top of the stairs and I went and leaned over the fence, And I know I might have, kind of roughed the girl up that I was seeing, but I leaned over the fence and I looked right at her and I said, "You know what? I did try to do better, but you wasn't having it. Have a nice day." And went on up my stairs, And that what I'm saying, I did. That's how Kenny rolls. Everybody who knows me knows I'll do stuff like that. And I just say that because I'm visualizing you. Here you are, an influencer, a leader in the political game. You know who you are. You're not no sellout. You know what I'm saying? None of that is true about you. But what are people going to start thinking when they see you with your new friend? You know what I'm saying?
Because I've dealt with it my whole life, one way or the other. My last girlfriend, the only reason why I was able to get away with that or for her not being called white is because she literally is Spanish from Spain.
Okay.
So the fact that she has an accent, they're like, "Oh, it's okay." I'm like, "But that's the white people." Anyway, that's right. I think that all it does is I used to be in a space of defense about it. Now what it does, it just puts more of a mirror on why people are losing with that mentality.
Yeah.
There's you're not winning with that mentality. If today every single black man who don't have kids, or it's around 6 million or something like that, got married to every single black woman, there would still be 2 million single black women in America.
Wow. So they're gonna have to go to a different hot dog stand too.
So and if like you're saying, if you're only saying black guys, but then when they come, the treatment is something that the other stands, the other businesses will treat better. Why would then those other guys from those, or the people who usually shop at those businesses, even consider you here? So now not only are you using your demographic, you're also not even gaining new demographic. And that mentality, for some reason, it just made sense to look at it from a business standpoint, as you pointed out, the hot dog stand, and Kevin points out, and like women being petite, the size that attracts us men, being being agreeable, right? These factors,
well, watch this. They like to call that the stepwives. That's why when a white girl is with a brother, they're like, "Oh, she with him because she easy."
Well, that's fine. Look, but here's the truth about it. They can start like that was again. It was like it's the whole term of like you're a racist or sexist. That only worked so long. Now the numbers aren't adding up to that mentality.
Right.
Your generation and my generation are dying alone, and they're miserable. So keep talking that shit to these young women, and all you're doing is putting them on the line to die alone and be miserable. Because it's not we don't want to be with black women. It's I want to be with a woman that is comfortable, that helps me and builds me up.
And watch this. I said it to a person that was in my life one time. I told her, I said, "I don't need an anti-cheerleader." You know what I'm saying? What I need an anti-cheerleader for? That's not happening.
That's called the life. That's called going out there any time of the day and dealing with somebody.
I can get that anywhere, And then watch this. How do we fix this when you look at Cardi B's party and homegirl, Home Slice, she's got this dress on where you can see her big old bitties, you know what I'm saying? Her booty out there, she's shaking it. We got young black women on the top of police cars, shaking their booties and whatnot. And it's so weird because they go from extreme to extreme. You got that type of young lady that unfortunately they like to try to call a thought or whatever, right? But then you got the other black woman, before she'll tell you her name, she'll read you her thesis.
Her resume, right?
Yeah, she'll let you know how many degrees she got and all that. And I'm like, if the first thing out your mouth is your degrees, you just told me the best thing about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which the truth of it is, men don't give a shit about that.
Thank you. Watch this. We just said the same thing in two different ways. But you know what I'm saying? Show me you. Take your hair down. Take your gown, not your gown. I shouldn't say it that way. What am I trying to say? The robe when you graduate. You know what I'm saying?
Take off the tassel.
Take the tassel off. I don't care about your tassel. You got Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, hey, if they ask you who I was, tell them I was a drum major. You see what I'm saying? And sisters are so caught up in their status that it's like, damn.
Because the status, that's what's been so. The idea of masculinity has been sold to women in a way that they think that is them reaching their goal. That's a problem. Whether it's the workforce, whether it's the degree, whether it's a financial thing, whether it's be a boss babe. Like, okay, men are naturally attracted to that in the long run, and is not conducive for a good relationship. Why? We are living examples. Right?
Exactly.
None of this stuff is theoretical anymore. I'm done with it. Whether it's the race stuff, the relation stuff, the sex stuff, sexism stuff, trans stuff, gay
Miss
stuff.
me with that, right?
None of this is theoretical.
And see, watch this. Here comes the other part. At the black hot dog stand, you got to bring your FICO score. You know what I'm saying? Or she won't even sell you a hot dog. At some of the other hot dog stands, all comers are welcome. The plumber, the construction dude, the guy that never made it out the 6th grade can still get a hot dog at that stand. You see what I'm saying? And
so they're lowering their chances by acting like there is an idea that every one of the women in that community can get, and that's just not the facts.
And what happens is the black women that do get married, and granted, they do get some pretty choice brothers. They get some good ones when it does happen sometimes, right? They exalt that in the wrong direction. They exalt that in, you got to be like this for me to mess with you. And that sends the wrong message throughout the entire community.
Well, I mean, even just, we can look at, again, it starts in the black community, but goes everywhere else. In the black community, about 85% of divorces are initiated by the woman. And overall, in marriage alone, it's 50%. If we say 50% of divorces in just the U.S., 80% of that are initiated by the women. And you'd hear and it's crazy because I've heard the arguments of, well, what did the guy do? What did you do?
Yeah. Well, that's watch this. Here we did a whole hour like that. But what you're speaking on now is called equally yoked, and we got to get into that. I guess the next time you and me get together. But brother,
Let's do Tuesday. We'll do a follow up on Tuesday. Give them the weekend to digest all our misogyny.
Oh, good one. So you got the last 45 seconds. What you gonna do with it?
Last 45 seconds, guys. Look, everything we've talked about today is just ultimately look and find who you are and what is the best way to connect with another person. We're here on this planet to be together with each other, whether it's the same skin color or not. It has nothing to do with it. I'm a man. If you're a woman, we work differently. Find how that is and find your other, because it's worth it, man. And God, this is our purpose here, is to find our other and to procreate. So, take the time out to find who you are and find like the blueprints to what makes you a man or a woman, because then you can go out in the world and really do it. At least that's what I found for myself.
There it is. Hey, yo, listen to me. There's no place I'd rather be. There's nothing more I'd rather do than being right here doing this show for you. This is Ken White, Siaka MASSAQUOI, and we are out.
Out.